Today's topic is decomposition reaction. At the end of the video, I will give you all the possible questions that can come from this topic. So let's start our topic, decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. In decomposition reaction, a single substance will break down to form two or more substances. For example, you take ferrous sulfate crystals. Ferrous sulfate crystals, when you heat, you will get ferric oxide Fe2O3 plus sulfur dioxide plus sulfur trioxide. This reaction in which a single substance breaks down or decomposes to give two or more substances is known as decomposition reaction. Let's do this experiment first. You take a boiling test tube. This is a test tube. You have to take a test tube, hold it with a tongue. This is a tongue, you have to hold it with a tongue and then take ferrous sulfate crystals in this test tube. Then you have to heat it over a Bunsen burner. This is the burner. We can see that this ferrous sulfate crystal, this ferrous sulfate is originally green in color. On heating, it will first form a white mass, then it will give you a reddish brown precipitate of Fe2O3 plus gas, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas will be liberated. You will get the smell of sulfur. So here a single substance is breaking down into two or more substances. Another example is heating of calcium carbonate. When you heat calcium carbonate, the chemical formula of calcium carbonate is CaCO3. When you heat calcium carbonate, this calcium carbonate will decompose to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So CaCO3 on heating gives CaO plus carbon dioxide. The name for calcium carbonate is limestone. Calcium carbonate is otherwise known as limestone. And what about calcium oxide? Calcium oxide is known as quicklime. All these names you have to learn. You will get these questions. These are important questions. So calcium carbonate on heating the symbol is given like this. Calcium carbonate on heating gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. One more example. When you heat lead nitrate PbNO3 twice. PbNO3 twice, that is lead nitrate on heating, you will get a brown fumes. This fume is due to the presence of nitrogen dioxide gas. So lead nitrate on heating you will give you PbO plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Always write the balance equation. Try to balance this equation. 2PbNO3 twice gives 2PbO plus 4NO2 plus O2. Another example is heating of lead nitrate solution. So take a boiling test tube. You have to take one test tube. Hold it with a tongue. Never hold the test tube with your bare hand. So hold it with a tongue. Take some lead nitrate powder PbNO3 twice. Then you have to, this is the powder, you have to heat it over a Bunsen burner. We can see that this lead nitrate will turn into a yellow precipitate and brown fumes. Nitrogen dioxide gas will be liberated. The equation here will be PbNO3 twice. PbNO3 twice on heating will give you PbO plus nitrogen dioxide gas plus oxygen. Always you have to write the balance equation. Without balancing you will not get the mark. So try to balance this equation. 2PbNO3 twice will give you 2PbO plus 4NO2 plus oxygen. This brown fumes that you are getting is due to the presence of nitrogen dioxide gas. And what is the color of the product? You will get a yellow product, yellow precipitate of lead oxide. So the questions that can come from here is, what happens when you heat lead nitrate solution? What is the color of the precipitate that is formed? What is the color of the gas that is formed? Name the gas that is formed during the heating of lead nitrate solutions. So these are the examples for the decomposition reactions. Again, decomposition reactions is of three types: thermal decomposition, electric decomposition, photo decomposition. Thermal means what? Heat. So the decomposition that is carried out by heating, by heat supply, is known as thermal decomposition. The examples that you have learned earlier, that is decomposition of FeSO4. Then what are the other examples that you learned? Decomposition of calcium carbonate. One more example you learned, decomposition of lead nitrate. All these are examples of thermal decomposition. First case, FeSO4, on heating, what will happen to FeSO4? You will get ferric oxide, Fe2O3 plus sulfur dioxide plus sulfur trioxide. These two are gases and this is a precipitate. So balance the equation. Whenever you write, you have to balance the equation. So 2 FeSO4 gives Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3. Next, coming to calcium carbonate. What will happen to calcium carbonate? On heating will give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. Next, lead nitrate on heating will give you, what are the products? Try to tell the products. Lead oxide plus PbO plus NO2 plus oxygen. How do you balance this? 2 PbNO3 twice will give you 2 PbO plus 4 NO2 plus O2. So these are the three reactions that you are learning for thermal decomposition. What is the color of ferrous sulfate? It is green in color. This green color will change to reddish brown color and you will get the smell of sulfur. Next example is calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is otherwise known as limestone. Limestone on heating will give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide, another name is quicklime. Next, lead nitrate. In lead nitrate, what happens when you heat? You will get lead oxide plus nitrogen dioxide gas plus oxygen. A brown fume of gas will be formed, that is due to the presence of nitrogen dioxide gas. The color of the precipitate is yellow precipitate. So all these are examples of thermal decomposition. Next we will see electric decomposition. Electric means what? Decomposition that takes place by supply of electricity. For this, the experiment is you have to take a plastic mug. Take one plastic mug. Drill 2 holes in the bottom. Then you have to place a rubber cock here in this place. Then insert 2 electrodes. 2 electrodes are placed inside this rubber stopper. The ends of the electrodes are connected to a battery. 6-volt battery. Next, fill the beaker with water. You have to fill in such a way that the electrodes are completely immersed in water. To this water, add little amount of dilute sulfuric acid. The purpose of adding dilute sulfuric acid is pure water will not conduct electricity. When you add dilute sulfuric acid, due to the ionization of the sulfuric acid, it will conduct electricity. Next, take 2 test tubes and carefully invert it over this. Fill it with water. 2 test tubes, fill it with water and carefully invert this over this electrodes. Next, pass the electric current. When you pass the electric currents, what will happen is you will see the bubbles is rising up. In one, you will have this much of the water will be displaced from the test tube. This much gap will be left, and other this much gap will be left because the water in the test tube will be displaced by the gas that is formed. In one test tube, you will get oxygen, another test tube you will get hydrogen. How do you know whether the gas that is liberated is oxygen and hydrogen? Take a burning candle and bring it next to this oxygen. When you bring a burning stick next to this oxygen, this flame will burn more vigorously. Why? Because oxygen is a supporter of combustion. And then bring the burning candle next to a hydrogen. What you will see? You will hear a pop sound. You will get a pop sound and this flame will be burned off. So this shows a test for oxygen and test for hydrogen. And look at the quantity. Oxygen quantity is less. The amount of oxygen that is collected is less, whereas the hydrogen is just doubled. Why? Because water has got two atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. So here the decomposition of water has taken place due to the supply of electric current This is known as electric decomposition. Next decomposition is photo decomposition. What is the meaning of photo? Photo means light. So photo decomposition means decomposition in the presence of light is known as photo decomposition. Take some silver chloride crystals and keep it in the sunlight. Take a china dish. Take some silver chloride crystals, and this silver chloride is what color? It is white in color. And keep it in the sunlight next to a window or something, you keep it. You can see this, the silver chloride will turn grey in color. Why? Because the decomposition of silver chloride has taken place. Silver chloride has turned to grey color because of the decomposition in the presence of light. So this is an example for photo decomposition. What will be the reaction? Silver chloride formula is AgCl. AgCl in the presence of light will decompose to form silver plus chloride. How do you balance this equation? 2AgCl will give you 2Ag plus Cl2. Another example is silver bromide. Decomposition of silver bromide. What's the formula for silver bromide? AgBr. This one decomposition will give you silver plus bromide. Balance this equation. 2AgBr gives you 2Ag plus Br2. So these are the two reactions that we will be learning under photo decomposition. This is a very important reaction. This reaction is used in black and white photograph. In all these reactions, what have we noticed? In all these reactions takes place with the supply of energy. That is in thermal decomposition, heat, electric decomposition, current, photo decomposition, light. So the reaction that takes place with the energy is absorbed are known as endothermic reactions. To define endothermic reaction in which energy is absorbed is known as endothermic reactions. So decomposition reaction is an example for endothermic reaction. Already I have learned in combination reaction, what did you learn? Exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction means heat is given out. Endothermic reaction means energy is absorbed. So write the difference between exothermic and endothermic reaction. Decomposition reaction is a dash reaction. It is an endothermic reaction. Combination reaction is a what reaction? It is an exothermic reactions. So let's see the question. What are the possible questions that is coming in this topic, decomposition reactions? First thing, define decomposition reaction. Second, what is the color of ferrous sulfate crystals? What happens when you eat ferrous sulfate crystals? Name the gas that is liberated during heating of ferrous sulfate crystals. What is the gas that is liberated on heating lead nitrate crystals? Write the decomposition of lead nitrate crystals. Next, what happens when you eat calcium carbonate? What is the chemical name for calcium carbonate? Write the another name for calcium oxide. Name the reaction that is taking place in black and white. So name the reaction that is used in black and white photography. What happens to silver chloride when it is exposed to light? Write the equation for decomposition of silver chloride. Write the equation for decomposition of silver bromide. What is meant by endothermic reaction? Write the difference between exothermic and endothermic reaction. What is test for hydrogen gas, or how do you test liberation of hydrogen gas? What is the test for oxygen gas? So these are the possible questions that can come from this topic. Hope you understood this topic. Any doubt, write in the comment box.